Right, we're here in the pdhsports pro shop at Duffield Squash Club on a Premier Squash League night, and we're here with Adrian Grant, top 16 in the world player, and he's going to talk about what's in his bag. This time, slightly different bag. We've got a backpack. A lot of the other interviews we've done so far, they've been carrying racket bags, but Adrian, what's your thinking behind the backpack?
Well, basically, as everyone knows, the traditional racket bag is quite big. It's got many compartments. I, on the other hand, prefer to just travel with this backpack. Some people call it man bag or whatever you want to call it, but it's simple, it's easy, light, and especially this one, as it's got the compartment for racket. So on a night like this where it's just a league match, I prefer to carry light. So that's the reason why. So
and you've got two rackets. Is that typical for a...
Not really, but I've had them just strung. As you can see, they're my head rackets. I get them strung at 28, which is my preferable tension.
Head strings?
Head strings, yeah, all head. But I've had them both just freshly strung, so I'm hoping that I can get through the one match with the two rackets.
So if you go to tournament, how many rackets would you?
Usually I'll carry about 5 or 6, because obviously tournament can last up to a week. And your network can happen. The frame, strings, or they could even get lost. In the airport, so you need to have backup. So that's quite important. But 2 is just enough for tonight, I hope.
So and in the bag, anything that?
Yeah, I mean, as tonight, here it's going to be very warm. So I've got my hydration drinks, which is SIS, who I'm sponsored by. It's not your typical kind of Lucozade or anything like that. It's it's high in electrolytes, which you lose in your sweat. So that's very important to keep rehydrated and stopping the cramps. Also from SIS, I have again like the glucose gels, which again is like isotonic boost during the games to replace your salts and your sugar. So it's kind of like a pick-me-up for the long duration matches. Also have the Go protein bar here, which is again I'd have before a match instead of having like a big meal. This is something I can snack on, easy to digest, and it's very nutritional, and it's good before a match. Also I've got the your squash balls and things like that. I usually carry two pairs of squash shoes. Just because I've had the incident of my shoes snapping, or even you might get wear and tear in the soles, and the soles might tear apart. So it's always safe just to be cautious, and overdo things, or do things by double if you can. So it's just to cover your back.
So I noticed as well you're wearing a Try-On Z. How do you find the Try-On Z well-being bracelets work?
Yeah, I mean it's everyone has their own theories, and there's a lot of controversy around it, I'm sure. But for me personally, I wouldn't say it's made me a better player or anything like that. But in terms of when I've had like a hard week's training for my recovery period, the next day I actually feel more fresh than what I would do without it. People may argue that might be a mental thing, but with sportsmen, if it gives you that 4 or 5% mentality that you're ready to go again or to compete again, then that could be the difference between winning and losing. So for me, I sleep, eat, wash, do everything in this. So it's staying with me until I finish playing.
Excellent. So any final tips that you would sort of give to sort of aspiring juniors or club players that playing their team matches?
Yeah, I mean I think, as you've seen, I'm sure there's other profiles, but as you could tell, a lot of people watching this will probably think all the players have got the same things. We definitely have the same basic things, like your rackets, your shoes, your balls. But then if you look specifically, we all have stuff that specific for us. Some players might have your hockey balls or foam rollers, which they need personally for them, whether it's due to injuries and things like that. I'm very conscious on my hydrations and nutrition, because that's important for me, as I used to suffer from cramps and things like that. So I think it's just working out what's good for you, and knowing what's important, and just making sure you have that with you all the time to compete at your very best. That's it.
All right, that's brilliant. Okay, thanks Adrian.
No problem.